Hello everyone, welcome back to WB Blacksmithing. Today, I'm going to bring you along for a project. I have to make 5 of the things that we're going to be making. I have 5 horns that were sent to me, and I have to make candle holders, almost sort of like I don't know, the only thing I can think of to call it would be a sconce, but I think a sconce maybe is specifically on the wall of a building. I don't know. It's just basically a candle holder. So I have 5 of these horns, like I said. I think they might be buffalo horns. I'm not sure. But anyways, I'm going to bring you along for the first one. So I'm going to have to be figuring stuff out and experimenting a little bit, probably. But anyways, the horn is going to have to sit like this and have a ring that wraps around it. So the horn fits into the ring, and then the ring will have 2 legs, basically, that come off the front to support it so it doesn't fall like that. So that way it will sit like that. So it will have 3 points in contact with the shelf or table or counter or whatever. So 1 point of contact will be with the horn, and the other 2 will be with the steel holder. Sit like that. I imagine the customer is going to fill them with wax and a wick in the center. So I don't know what he's going to do for that part. I just have to make the steel pieces. To make 5 of them, and all of them have to be individually fit to the specific horn because these are real and they're different. So they are hollowed out. So I can't get this hot or anything, I would imagine, or it would leave a really weird burned finish. So I just kind of have to forge it roughly and then maybe cold fit it a little bit and mess with it cold to get it fit right. But first of all, we're going to forge some small flat bar out of 3/8 inch square stock. I have my bar hot. Start drawing it out a little bit. 3/8 inch square stock, by the way. I know I said it already, but just saying it again. I picked this because I think once it's drawn into the flat bar the size that I want, it'll look pretty good proportionally. It's only been a few seconds in real time, actually, from the last clip, but it's hot. Finish this off. Go ahead and just make the sides tight, they're really squiggly, they didn't come out. Make the little bar a little crisper. A little more crisp. A little crisper than actually working. There's the marks out of it. Square on the corners and flat. Great, so you can measure everything. So there we go. Alright, not extremely hot, but it's hot enough to cut this a little bit. This thin piece of steel. And then shear it off or cut it off. Snap it off, I guess. Would be the most accurate. There we go. Okay, so while the bar is heating up, I want to mention that this project actually is inspired by the little candle holder things that are in Skyrim. which is a video game with a sort of medieval setting. It's got armor and swords and totally unrealistic blacksmiths and stuff. But this project was inspired by that, which the customer actually told me. So I'm happy to make them for sure. Especially because that game is actually what got me interested in blacksmithing in the first place. It's the first setting in which I'd ever heard of a blacksmith, especially from my generation, which never had blacksmiths as a staple in culture or anything at all, at least before I heard of it, which was like right whenever Forged in Fire and stuff was getting started up. Whenever I was starting to get interested, $1 a pound was still a pretty common price for anvils. By the time I was actually looking for one, though, to buy for sure, it had gone up quite a bit. Forged in Fire got popular, and blacksmithing got popular again, right into pop culture. But before I played that game, I actually never heard of it at all. So, really glad to make it. Okay, now my bar is hot. Get out of the forge. And I'm going to start bending it over this heavily radius part of my anvil, because it's a little bit easier for me to start it out. And the horn can help me shape it. Alrighty. Now something to mention real quick is that this is A36 steel, which is a mild steel, but as opposed to something like 1018, it can have problems forge welding. So hopefully everything goes alright. It can just depend literally on the specific bar that you're using at the time of A36. And it can just give you problems sometimes. So I guess we'll see. And we'll get it forward loaded down. I'll give this a wire brush. Okay, trying to work the camera around welding small stuff is a little bit more difficult, but hurry up and get it over here. It burns in my hand. Alright. Flush that out. And now we'll go ahead and take 1 or 2 more heats. We'll take 1 more heat. Okay, just so I don't melt it, I'm turning the camera on a little bit before I pull it out of the fire. So I'm just watching my steel here. I don't want to melt it, so hopefully you don't mind watching a couple extra seconds. Definitely could cut it out, but okay guys, I'm waiting for the ring to heat up. I just wanted to mention to you guys before I start hammering that I'm going to start shaping it now, so I'm not trying to get the welded anymore, I guess for lack of better words. I'm done welding. So I'm going to start shaping this, trying to eyeball it so it fits onto the horn at least a bit where I want it to, and we can tweak it like I said before. So I'm getting the whole ring hot so I can try to shape it all at the same time without shaping one part of the ring and then having up and shaping the rest. I'm going to get the horn here. Okay, so I need one part. Take out the horn. Get that big shape going. Okay guys, just going to show you my ring here. It's cold, by the way, obviously. I'm holding it with my pair of fingers. But this is as far as it goes up right now. And we need it about right here. So this obviously needs to be largened. So I'm going to go ahead and get the ring hot and in different spots. And use the horn hammer the ring all around like so, and stretch it out. Alright, so I got about half the ring hot, and now basically I'm just going to go ahead and hammer it and draw it out effectively. Alright, we need more heat. So now I'll go ahead, heat this up. I guess we'll try it like this, and I'll planish it and refine the shape real quick, and we'll see if it's large enough now. Okay, I just planished off where I just was drawing out more, and you can see, well, maybe you can see, there's some gaps, and I'm going to try to cold hammer on here to fit it better. It's about up as high as we need, maybe a little bit more, but hopefully hammering these gaps and fitting it better to the shape of the horn will allow us to slide it up a little bit farther. Alrighty guys, I got my horn drawn out, and I know I'm not really showing everything, but I don't want the video to be too long to the point where it's like not entertaining at all. Figured you already seen first bar getting drawn out. It's the same exact size bar and everything. So I decided to skip that. So now I'm just hot cutting this with a little chisel into equal halves. So my legs, each half is 4 3/4 inches long. So we can handle room. I can make little feet sections that come out from the ends of the legs. Give a little bit more stability. So they're about the same thickness and stuff. They're about 4 3/4 inches long. There we go. Okay. One of my bars is hot. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bend in it. Little tiny foot that sticks out. Going down at a right angle. I could obviously easily stick this into my vise and hammer it over, but for the sake of doing things the hard way, there we go, it's a little tiny foot. Now I'll repeat that on the other bar, and we'll see how it looks. So there are my two little feet leg thingy bobbers. And they go on here. These are going to cool off. They're going to basically go on like so. Okay, I drilled out the rest of the pieces. I just have to do this one leg. I have it center punched. And put it in the vise so I can drill it without it moving around. 1/4 inch drill bit. There we go. Drilling through the backside helps get rid of the burrs. Okay guys, so while this won't have a lot of torque put on it, as far as the rivets and stuff go, or in any other way at all, ever, I'd still like it so the legs can't twist at all. So without welding, a way to do that is to put a notch on the inside of this hole here, and that way whenever you upset the rivet, it'll fill that notch and it won't be able to twist. So I'm going to do that. Okay, this is really fiddly, so I'm going to just probably speed it up. I have this rivet I made out of 1/4 inch round stock, and I upset it a little bit on one end in the vise. I got it hot to do that, but now I'm doing this cold, just so I don't get burned holding it together and stuff. I'm going to stick it right there, and I'm going to start the sped up part probably about now. Okay guys, just want to show you this while it's not on the horn. I just put beeswax on it. You just seen the sped up clip of the second rivet. So it's all riveted together now, it's all stuck and good. I just put beeswax on it while it was, or well, I guess I technically heated it up before that, but I put beeswax on it to protect it and make it look a little more old school, I guess. So here's my horn, and once this thing cools off, I'll put it in there and give you a clip of the final project. Well, there it is. That's as far as I'm gonna take it. It's got beeswax on it, and like I said, I assume the guy's gonna fill it with wax and with a wick in the center to make his candle. Or I guess he could get a store-bought candle and that's close and shave down the handle to fit in there pretty tight. I don't know. That's up to him. But here's my little candle holder things. 4 more to go. I imagine they'll just get a little bit better every time. But especially for a first one, this is not bad. I would not mind having it in my house on a counter or anything for decoration. So definitely excited to do the rest of them. So hopefully you guys like that one. My little Skyrim candle holder horn decoration. There, it'll definitely look better when the candle's in it, and it'll make more sense for that matter. But anyways, thanks for watching and subscribing. Definitely not a bad project. I liked it. Why?